Welcome to a Driving Line channel first, Overlanding with Driving Line. I'm Greg with Trailnewbie, and today we're venturing into one of the most extreme environments an overlander can face, the unforgiving desert heat near Las Vegas, Nevada. With daytime temperatures approaching 110 degrees, this isn't any adventure, this is an enthusiast's battle against Mother Nature. In these extreme conditions, every decision matters. The scorching sun can quickly turn a thrilling journey into a life-threatening ordeal. Dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke are very real dangers. The intense heat can zap away your energy, impair your judgment, and put your life at risk if you're not prepared. Join me as I tackle extreme heat, overlanding in one of the toughest climates out there. This is not just a test of your vehicle, but a test of your preparation and resilience. So let's hit the trail and beat the heat together. This is Overlanding with Driving Line. I'm on a multi-day overlanding trip through the state of Nevada, and I'm gonna take you to one of my absolute favorite spots, the Logandale Trails. I'm gonna be out there for just one night, and I'm expecting daytime highs between 100 and 110 degrees. Along the way, I'm gonna give you some tips for overlanding in extreme heat. Tip number one, make sure you let somebody know where you're going. If something does go wrong, it'd be good for someone to know where to send help if you need rescue. I'm here at the trailhead, and I'm calling this the point of no return. It's just after 9:30 in the morning, and it's already 95 degrees out. Now, why on earth would I be out here in this type of heat? Well, first, I always like to push myself to the limits. For the same reason that I've camped out in freezing temperatures where water freezes on contact is the same reason that I'm out here today. Not only to see if my body can handle it, but also if my rig can handle it. Now, I'm out here solo, so I do have some concern for my safety. Other than my vehicle breaking down, there are two main things that could be life-threatening. Number one is running out of water, and number two, getting stuck. But enough worry for now. Let's get out on the trail, and I'll show you how I've prepared for these extreme conditions. All right, so the first type of terrain that we're encountering here is your classic sand and gravel. This is notorious for creating washboard roads that are terrible to drive on when you're aired up. We're gonna get those Nitto trail grapplers aired down between 12 and 15 PSI, and that's going to take all the washboard out of it. It's gonna also come in really handy later on when we're on the sand dunes. Here we go. So I said I'm gonna give you some tips along the way about how to beat extreme heat, and of course, I'm gonna talk about water. Well, not exactly. I'm actually going to talk to you about what you should add to your water in order to stay hydrated. I'm using these liquid IVs to get an infusion of electrolytes and vitamins so that I'm hydrating to the max. Now, you don't need to put these in every water bottle that you drink, but today I'll probably add 2 or 3 and make sure that I'm not getting dehydrated. If you're going out overlanding in the heat, keep these liquid IVs close at hand. And no, this isn't a sponsorship. All right, let's get back on the trail. All right, so we are in a section that just has some massive washboard, and it actually makes the vehicle just rock back and forth like a boat. I'm about a third of the way through the Logandale Trail, I believe what's called 13-mile loop. And we're approaching the south end, which borders the state park. It's called Valley of Fire. If you haven't been there, it's beautiful, but not a place really where you should be flying a drone or things like that. So just north, this is all BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, therefore public land. Usage out here, you can camp out here. You don't necessarily need to call in advance or anything like that. You can dispersed camp, which is what I'll be doing tonight. So a little bit more of the trail to go, and we're gonna soon be upon some kind of slick rock. Not a lot of it, but it'll definitely showcase the varying terrain that's out here in Logandale. So next terrain is this slick rock, kind of like what you'd see in Moab. Logandale Trails really throws off some Moab vibes in certain areas. Not a ton of slick rock, but just enough to keep me coming back for more. So got a little bit of a climb ahead of me, nothing too crazy. I've done this a few times before on other trips. Let's get out and just check it out real quick. All right, so the camera never does these justice. It's not bad. It's nothing too exciting. Over here is an alternate route. It's kind of a V-notch that I'm gonna bypass and just go right up this. All right, so we've come to the part that I call the sand hill, and I just want to show you kind of what we're dealing with here. Look at this. It is, and when it's so hot like this, gosh, it just feels so incredibly soft. So we're gonna cut up that hill. First time I ever did it, I didn't have enough momentum and I kind of got stuck. Made it through. But we'll see how the sandhill treats us today. Let's go check out these petroglyphs. You know, overlanding is so awesome because you get to get off the beaten path and find places like this. Here is the monument to it, explains all about it, and there they are. Pretty awesome and pretty incredible that there were people living out here in this extreme environment. Just absolutely incredible that folks could survive out here. All right, so I told you I'm going to give you some tips along the way, and one tip, as you've seen this whole time, is this sun shirt. Long sleeves when it's 106, 107 out does not seem like a great idea, but this is moisture wicking, kind of the air goes right through it. This is way better than any alternative, even a regular t-shirt where your arms are exposed to the sun directly are gonna heat up way more than having one of these sun shirts. You can get them on Amazon. This one was an easy find. I think it was a 3-pack. So from here, we're gonna head through the Logandale sand dunes and we're almost to camp. Beautiful day, and honestly, wouldn't trade this for the world. Let's get through the Logandale sand dunes.
Sometimes trips like this go perfect, and sometimes they take a wild turn. I was flying my drone to get some B-roll of the landscape. It was far enough away that I started to lose signal, but then I saw this, footprints. This didn't seem right to me because I was in the middle of nowhere. No one would be walking out in this heat, but I kept seeing more. Nothing made sense until I see this. A stranded Toyota Tundra. It looked abandoned. And based on the trails leading away from the vehicle, my judgment told me the driver and any passengers left on foot. I surveyed the area, finding new tracks all over the place. Was someone injured, disoriented, wandering in the desert, and for how long? One thing's for sure, this was not normal. This section of the Logandale Trails was more geared for side-by-sides, not a full-size truck. Perhaps it was stolen, and the occupants had a reason to leave it out here. And now my guard was up. And as I searched further, I found more tracks, headed right for me.
Well, I just landed my drone and my battery was dying on it, so I couldn't keep it up in the air. I also lost signal and almost crashed it. And I didn't see anybody in the vehicle. It definitely looked like they left on foot. I'm gonna call it in and drop a waypoint if I can to the authorities or some sort of recovery company or something, and see if I can't get the message out about that vehicle. I hope everybody's okay. Definite reminder not to get in over your head out here. All right, I see a track of footprints, and seem to be set of 2. It would be very rare that people, these are definitely human tracks here, and very rare that anybody be walking around out here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on these that kind of disappear. I wonder if the wind at the top of the hill kind of blew them away. Maybe they're up at the trailhead. Getting up to the trailhead now, and there is nobody here. So I'm gonna see if I can get a cell signal and make a phone call. Hello?
You may not be real familiar with that area, so it looks to me from the coordinates you sent, he's on that main 13-mile loop.
Yeah.
So he's off to the east of the sand dune a little bit.
It would actually be to the west of the sand dune.
Okay, let me coordinate then with them and see what we can do.
Oh, lost you.
It was right then that I downloaded my drone footage and zoomed in on the windshield of the Tundra. Movement. If you look close, you can see a child on the center console and a figure in the passenger seat. I slowed down the speed so you can see what looks like a little girl clapping and crawling into her mother's lap. Everything just changed.
Hello?
Yes, sorry about that. My phone died.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
I just sent you a new screenshot of basically between the Petroglyphs and the staging area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, I sent you that video. There's definitely like a kid in the car. You can see him clapping. So now, in hindsight, I think they saw my drone and figured somebody's coming. So.
Okay, let me see if I can get coordinated here real quick, and I'll get right back with you.
Okay. Do you want me to go in there, or do I just stay here?
What kind of vehicle are you in?
Jeep Wrangler, Rubicon.
It's up to you. If you feel comfortable enough, you want to ride back there and check on them.
Yep.
Bring in some water or something. If you're aired down, that's great.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable enough doing that, then don't worry about it. We'll try to get hold of somebody here in a few minutes.
Okay.
There is a lot of what's called fifi back there. That's that real deep kind of baby powder type sand or dust.
Yep.
And that's kind of in the area where they're at back there.
Yep.
I do appreciate you, and just give me a few minutes here. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. I'll get right back with you.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so I did not film. I didn't think it was right because there was a wife and a child, and everything's fine, which is good. I got the mom and the child to safety. Her brother met us just now outside of the Logandale Trail system, and got her and the baby to safety. And then the husband, he is there. 3 of his friends showed up with 2 other vehicles to try to get his Toyota Tundra out. So they are working on that right now. And I guess kind of my job here is done. I'm gonna keep an eye out for them. I'm gonna camp at the entrance of the Logandale Trail system, and they don't really need my help. I'm not a mechanic. They got a couple guys who know how to work on Toyotas and all of that, so hopeful that everything will be okay for them. They got lots of water. They might be out there pretty late though, so I'm gonna get to camp and we'll go from there. It's 108 degrees, by the way, at 7:03, so if that didn't teach everybody a lesson, if you're watching, about really taking this extreme heat seriously, now you know. That really could have turned out bad for them if for some reason either they weren't able to communicate with anyone, or if my drone didn't just happen to see them. So now back to the show. We'll see how the rest of the night goes. All right, so good morning. Great night's sleep last night. No wind, no issues at all.
I put the camera away pretty early last night. I didn't film anything, and what I missed was one of my tips, which is you don't want to cook out here. When it's this hot, you want something cool. So I actually had a pre-made salad, and that's very refreshing, along with some cold fruit that I had in my fridge. And second tip that I didn't get to share last night, which I was gonna show you, is communication. And the key is having some sort of maybe Garmin inReach. In my case, it's Starlink. So I was able to communicate with the Emergency Off-Road Recovery Organization later last night to let them know that the family was all safe and sound. I missed another tip yesterday, and it's this water bottle. And no, nothing exciting about a water bottle until you push this button right here. And if you see it, there's a misting system built into it. And yeah, you have no idea how good that feels. It's already well over 90, and it's only, call it 6:30 in the morning, something like that. So just having these sort of useful things really helps out when you're in an extreme heat situation. I want to thank Driving Line for having me out for overlanding with Driving Line. Driving Line is fueled by enthusiasts, and to come out in this extreme situation, you've got to be an enthusiast. I'm looking forward to future videos, hopefully here, right on Driving Line. But until then, thanks for coming along for the ride.
Thanks for watching. I'm HR Topham, Multimedia Production Manager at Driving Line. Be sure to hit subscribe, because Driving Line brings you series and episodes every week. Don't miss the next series that brings you more automotive content that fuels you. We'll see you out there.